Everybody ready? Are we waiting for somebody? Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Second verse together. Ādau vijitya viṣayān madamoharāga tveshādi shatruganamākritayoga rājyāha jñātvā matam samanubhūya parātma vidyā kāntā sukham vanagrihe vicharanti dhanyāha. This is a primer. How to become like the people who have no care in the world. This is the opposite of who I am right now. What am I? I am a bundle of cares, anxieties, fears, stress and sorrow. How to go from there to what? To somebody who is so free. So we have a list of what to do. And the list we already saw. We started to see the list yesterday. So first we have to take care of, what are they? What are the things we have to take care of? Ragadvesha. Ragadvesha is there, but then the mechanisms to take care of it is also where? Right there. In that same buddhi, the mechanisms to take care of Ragadvesha are given, and we better use those mechanisms given by the Shastra, and some of them are common sense also, and some of them are based on experience. Because after having lived a few years, one knows, in fact, whatever I want, I will not get. Whatever I don't want, three helpings will come. So even simple experience, we know this already. And so therefore, what do? We make sure that we become free, not by being enslaved by the ragadveshas. It's an inner enslavement. The enslavement is not outwards. It's an inner enslavement where I become a servant to the ragadveshas. Preferences should be free. They should attend to me. This is what the nature of preferences are. I have the ability to choose. I have the wherewithal of choice. Choice is a privilege. Choice is a desire is a privilege. But then when the desire starts to creep in under the skin and then run the show, then we have a problem. That's why the whole Hindu dharma is about reducing the dependency on ragadveshas. The whole thing, how how we lead our lives. It's all inbuilt. The way of life, the Vedic way of life is like that only. There is no other possibility. It's very beautiful. And there is a kind of a limit put in the life itself. The 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita talks about it very, very in great detail. There is a limit put there. And what is the limit? It's like even in eating and drinking and everything. There is a limit. So, yukta. Yukta means the one who is, respecting the limits. The one who is together as a person. So, in ahara, in what we eat, how much we eat, when to not eat, how to eat, all this is given in great detail. Ardham ashanena purayet. This is the formula in the Yoga Sutras. Eat, fill up half the stomach. Question. What's the question? I don't know what is half the stomach. Sit down and one day eat completely. How much did you accomplish? I ate 10 chapatis and some rice. All right, so that is full stomach. So that means half stomach for you is what? 5 chapatis and half the amount of rice would be half stomach. Oh. And then quarter of the half that is left, fill it with water. Because it's like a washing machine. You can't stuff it just with clothes. How will it agitate? Here also the samana vayu has to go and do some, agitation. So there should be room for liquid that will help that samana vayu. And then how much is left? 1/4 of the stomach is left. I know, that's for dessert. No. That is the empty space so that this agitation and of digestion can take place. All this is given in our Shastras. Keep that empty. What about dessert? Defer it to the next meal. That's all it is. And so like this, all the things are just given. How to move, how to walk, how to talk, how to sit, how to stand, all these are given. It's part and parcel of the upbringing. Yesterday we talked about the thali culture. It's a no-choice culture. It's a no-choice culture. You go to any of the rural areas, semi-rural areas even, not the urban metros. They have become just like here. All the restaurants and everything. But you're traveling from place to place, and you have in the north, you have like this dhaba. In the south also, we have the southern version of this. And then you go there and whatever is there, you eat. You can't say, I don't want this, I want this. That's why it comes in a thali. Everything is there. And so this reduces, the way we grow up itself in the tradition, reduces the ragadveshas quite a bit if we follow the Vedic way of life. And then that was the first thing we have to do. We saw after that the other things, krodha, moha, mada, matsarya, and one thing we left out. What is that? Lobha. All these things are taken care of. These are our bestial tendencies. What is the bestial tendencies? When we were animals in the previous life, those samskaras are leftover samskaras. This is what animal does. Grabs when it wants, doesn't care it's belonging to another animal, no such thing is there. Grabs, eats, and when it's angry, bites, and then goes away, destroys and goes away. And so that is what is called prakrita buddhi, like nature made. The prakrita buddhi must be converted into samskrita buddhi. What is samskrita buddhi? I know. It is a buddhi that knows Sanskrit. No, Samskrita buddhi is a civilized buddhi. A buddhi that is civilized, a buddhi that is ready to study, a buddhi that is ready to be trained by the Shastra, a buddhi that is that has surrendered to the Shastra. That is what is Samskrita buddhi. And then there we learn. Even if you have any kind of a home training, parents and all teach that only. teach you to share, they teach you to not snatch things, all these things. And so the parents do the first parenting and the guru does re-parenting. Both of you and the parents also. Yeah. so, so guru does re-parenting and then you know this is very true, up close and personal. I thought, when I met Pujya Swamiji, I thought, I'm a decent person. I was raised all right, and but then so many things I did not know. So many sensitive things. It was shameful to even talk about it, but true. It just was so humbling, completely humbling. How to lead a life of non-disturbance, this is the ultimate in the Hindu Dharma. This is actually the phala of moksha. This is the offshoot of moksha. This is the product of moksha. And then we think we are okay, we think we've had an upbringing, but going to the guru, we understand we don't know anything. Not just the Shastra, that of course we don't know, big zero, okay? But we don't even know how to deal with people. We are falling all over ourselves. We think we are not disturbing people, but we are, even just by the look, by the expression, or the lack thereof. All these things we have to study, and all these things we have to learn, we have to imbibe. That's why the emphasis is very much there. It's on the teacher. Because of the teacher, we become not only free of ragadveshas, but we become a better human being. Very important. And then, why should I get over all these things? Shatrugana. These are the Shatrugana. What is Shatrugana? Group of enemies, host of enemies. Gana means group. They are the group of enemies. One enemy is difficult already. Yeah. But then when they band together, it's an invasion. This is really what it is. They invade the antahkarana, the psyche, and make it unable unqualified for what? Vedanta Shravanam, Mananam. Forget Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Wo to dur hai, that is very far. Even the simple Shravanam is not there. Not only that, as the raga, dveshas and all these other things flourish, then what happens? We get Vedanta allergy. You say the word Vedanta and one rash comes. You say the word Guru and then the rash increases. Why? Because there are authority issues that have not been looked into. Mother issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, authority issues. And then who is this Guru? Who is going to come? Why can't I read it by myself? I can read the Upanishad by myself. Why do I need you? This is what the feeling is. And then all that, when the upashamana has been done for that, then only, why? Because they are agents of self-sabotage. We want the knowledge. And not only that, we want the knowledge badly, but along with that, there are these ragadveshas. They are the, what is that called? They are the saw. They are the saw that cut the branch upon which you are sitting. That's what they do. They undermine your own desire. Your most important desire, the desire of all desires, is to be free of desires. Be free of being a desiring person. Free of dependencies is what I want to be. But the more I engage in these ragadveshas, they undercut this desire for moksha. And then what happens? It gets displaced into the desire for moksha. You see small difference here. That's what happens. And then you start looking for the next Starbucks. This is exactly what happens. And then, this Shatrugana, the Shatrugana means host of enemies who have banded together and who give you wrong reasons, and many reasons at that. Why not to do Shravanam? Why not to go to retreat? Why not to pursue this? They will give you very convincing reasons. And you buy into them because that hook is not gone yet. That same insecurity centered on the self, is just keeping on doing this more and more. And then, so Shatruganam, and then what has the Dhanya done? Ahrita. So Shatruganam, Vijitya Shatruganam. And what is this Shatrugana? We saw already. So two verbs are there, auxiliary verbs. So Vijitya, having conquered. And then what do they become? Ahritaha. Ahritaha means those who have abducted these enemies. Usually what do the enemies do? They put a sack over you and then carry you away and throw you in a ditch. This is what happens. And then you say, oh, I'm helpless, I'm hopeless, what happens? And this is exactly what is talked about in the Chandogya Upanishad, 6th chapter. And this man from Gandhara Pradesha, Gandhara is a place, the present day Kandahar, this Afghani man, okay? This Afghani man from Afghanistan, from present day Afghanistan is what? Lost. Man is lost. Why is he lost? Because he was a businessman and he got a lot of stuff there, made a lot of mal. Mal means that which enables you to go to the mall. Okay? so that is what it is. Got a lot of money from selling and buying and all his business, and he was taking it home. He was set upon by a bunch of robbers. You see, this is rife with all kinds of metaphors. He set upon with a bunch of robbers who bind his hands and legs and make off because they don't, and then they blindfold him because they don't want him to see who they are. Otherwise they can be ID'd and it's gone, finished. So they'll be caught before they make away with the spoils. So then he is blindfolded and tied up and thrown in the middle of the forest in a ditch, and then they run away. And he's crying in the dark there. He says, I'm bound, I'm blindfolded, I'm lost, I'm from Gandhara. Can somebody please show me the way? And then one Paramakarunika comes, a Samaritan, a good help person, who is just going from one village to another and takes a little detour because he hears the noise coming from there, this crying noise, and this person saying, I need help, goes there, unties and unblindfolds this person and shows them the way. This is not Gandhara and you are far away. They have just brought you far back and then thrown you here. Gandhara is that way, and then you please go that way, keep asking and going, and they show him, the person here, helper, shows him the way. And who is the robber? Ragadveshadi robbers. Shatrugana is the robber. They are the abductors, they are the kidnappers, and they are the stealers of what? Your buddhi, the correct thinking. They steal your buddhi, they steal away your buddhi. What else do they steal? Your sanity, your ability to surrender. They steal your shraddha, they steal your bhakti. This is your nidhi. They steal the shamadama, uparati, titiksha. This is your treasure. They steal your treasure. Once the treasure is stolen, they throw you away. And then they make off. Then what does it take? It takes a lot of great good karma to fructify, for the Guru to appear and then make you see again, make you do this again. And this whole section, very beautiful section, it says very confidently, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The person with the teacher knows. Even though they haven't studied yet, but the Upanishad is so confident that if you have a teacher, you know. And the teacher is for what? To understand this. The teacher is not for, should I buy this house or not? That is not for the purpose of the teacher. The purpose of the teacher is to study and gain this knowledge. That is what it is. And so here also, here the judo move has been done by the Dhanyas. You know, these judo and karate and other martial arts, very interesting. So they will keep on bowing. Yes. They keep on bowing to each other. They also have this understanding everything is Ishvara. I see the Ishvara in you and the Ishvara in me. And the Ishvara in me is going to what? Flatten the Ishvara in you right now in a few seconds. And how is this possible? Because, you know, like I saw this somewhere. And this judo teacher was 4'11". That's all, just tiny. You know, the person is against 6 foot. And then, you know, kept on doing namaskar. And then they entered. And then suddenly what happens? This person takes that man's hand. I thought they are shaking hands. And then I couldn't even see what happened. And the other fellow is just crying on the ground. Totally floored. How did this happen? This person doesn't have the strength. He's wiry. And he is 4'11". That man is huge, the other fellow. How did this happen? You learn to use their own strength for their own downfall. And here also, the Dhanyas have mastered this act of displacement, whereas for the other people, the non-Dhanyas, the Raga-dveshas colonize, capture and abduct and then throw the desire for this teaching into a ditch. For the Dhanyas have mastered the art of what? Apprehending the Raga-dveshas, apprehending the Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Madha, Matsarya, all of them, and then tying them up completely. The tables have turned. Therefore it is Ahritaha, Asamantat Hritaha. They are all captured. By whom? And who are these people? And these are the people who got Yogarajyaha. The Ahrita goes with both ways. Vijitya and Ahrita. Vijitya, Vishayan, Madamoha. The Vijitya goes with all these things. Madamoha Raga Dveshadi Sankulan, Shatrugananan, Vijitya. And then what? Ahrita Yogarajyaha. They have seized. So they have caused the Shatrus to have a downfall, and they have seized the enemy territory, which is what? Yoga Rajya, Samrajya, Swarajya, the kingdom of the self. How did the kingdom of the self how did it go into enemy territory? Because the Raga Dveshas have taken away that desire for the self, have taken away the best of everything in me. And so now I have reclaimed that territory of the self from them. I have done that. This is what so this Ahrita Yoga Raja, this is a very big compound. And then it starts with this. It starts with Madamoha. Madamoha Ragadi Shatruganam Ahritya Ahrita Yoga Rajyaha. So those who have abducted or reclaimed their supremacy in this territory called the self. How? By overcoming, conquering these enemies, this host of an inner enemies. Beautiful. And then what did they do? How did they do this? Matam Jnatva. Matam here is not opinion. Sometimes, Matam means opinion. It's not, there is no opinion. Matam here is Upadesha. And we have to add Guru Mukhat, from the teacher gaining the teaching. Having studied, this doesn't come without study. Without knowledge, there is no moksha. Absolutely no moksha without knowledge, because moksha is already there. You have to know you have it. So, Matam, Jnatva. That's why Jnatva. Jnatva matam. And Anubhuya. Anubhuya doesn't mean experiencing. Anubhuya means assimilating. Assimilating the truth as themselves. Owning up this knowledge. That is why we need Nididhyasana. Shravanam finishes, and then after that there is some kind of a wrong orientation. I am Brahman, yes, but I get angry, but I get sad. And so removing these habits of behaving like non-Brahman is what is called Nididhyasana. So through Shravanam they gain this knowledge, through Nididhyasana, Samanubhuya, making it their own. What happens to them? Vicharanti dhanyaha. Vicharanti, they roam, uncontested, freely they roam. Whereas what did the Sheshas do in the verse number 1? Paribhramantaha. Present continuous, paribhramantaha. Continually, paritaha, all around, brahmantaha. Because they too are mumukshus. But they don't know that they are seeking freedom. They don't know that they want desirelessness. They don't know they want this knowledge. So they keep going. They keep going from one activity to another. So first I'll do this, then I'll try out that. Where did that end you? Dead end. Okay, next I'll do this, I'll do that. That also didn't work out. So then what else, This is then they say, oh, maybe I need a spiritual experience. Then they go from ashram to ashram to ashram. In Rishikesh there are many ashrams. And then what? They're right next door. This side one ashram, that side one ashram, so many ashrams. And then I was taking a walk and I saw this sign that said, please come to our ashram, instant moksha. Whereas in Swami Dayananda ashram, you have to keep studying for 3.5 years. Here we'll give you what? I am, instant moksha. I mean, moksha is already there. It's instantly already there. This they don't understand. They think it has to be bestowed. You bop on the head with a bunch of peacock feathers, and then what? You'll get moksha. That is the kind of moksha we need moksha from. Yes. And somebody will say, catch the nose. Do pranayama. We love pranayama. There is nothing wrong in doing pranayama. But pranayama is not going to lead to moksha. How can it lead to moksha? You breathe in the moksha. Breathe out samsara. Do you feel better now? And then the people also say, yeah, I feel better. How can this be? Not possible. Breathing is a kriya, karma. Karma and moksha are like oil and water, they don't mix. Karma is finite, karma phala is finite. That which is finite cannot produce the infinite because the infinite is not a product, it is you. Simple. Have to understand this. And so here are these people, they go from one spiritual experience to another spiritual experience. And they'll say, oh, this ashram, I felt so peaceful. Fantastic. Why did you come out? And they threw me out. It was enough. I had only gone for 7 days. And in front of this teacher, I feel so peaceful. I just want to sit with him or sit with her only all the time. So then what happened? No, I had to, pay bills. So therefore I had to come back home. And then as soon as I left the side of the teacher, I was sitting in front of the teacher, feeling wonderful. Then I left the side of the teacher, then the misery came out. So that should make it very clear. The peace and the tranquility and the happiness belongs to who? The Guru, not to you. And no amount of osmosis is going to make it yours. Better find out how the Guru got it and do the same thing so that you can also get it. This much we don't think. We're just mesmerized by all these various kinds of, what's that called? Kicks, spiritual kick. In life, one is an experienced hunter, and then In spiritual life, one becomes a spiritual experience hunter. Catch the nose. And if you are able to, catch the toes. Look this side, look that side, get this, get that, do this, do that. And then various things, how you can breathe yourself into moksha. Air is free, okay? Last time we checked. And then breathing is what? Breathing is an involuntary activity. But still somehow you manage to give up your life savings learning how to breathe. And so all this is what is called paribhramantaha. There is a helpless roaming around, trying to get at one thing or the other somehow. In the forest of choices, various samsara choices, in the spiritual mela. Mela means like a fair of various offerings. And like this, the people are forever lost, forever roaming around helplessly. The dhanyas are free to be who they are. Vicharanti, they also roam around but not helplessly. त्यक्त्वा गृहे रतिमद्धो गतिहेतुभूताम् त्यक्त्वा गृहे रतिमद्धो गतिहेतुभूताम् आत्मेच्छयोपनिषद रसं पिबन्तः आत्मेच्छयोपनिषदर्थरसं पिबन्तः भीतस्पृहा विषयभोगपदे विरक्ताः भीतस्पृहा विषयभोगपदे विरक्ताः धन्याश्चरन्ति विजनेषु विरक्तसङ्घाः धन्याश्चरन्ति विजनेषु विरक्तसङ्गाः. Together. त्यक्त्वा गृहे रतिमधो गतिहेतुभूताम् आत्मेच्छयोपनिषदर्थरसं पिबन्तः भीतस्पृहा विषयभोगपदे विरक्ताः धन्याश्चरन्ति विजनेषु viraktasangaha. Very nice verse. So this is one of the 3 verses that begins with tyaktva. Get ready, okay? Yeah. Tyaktva means what? Giving up, giving up, giving up, giving up, giving up. Yeah. But you said only 3 times. Yeah, I said 2 more times for emphasis. Okay? So here, let's look at this verse. Beautiful verse again. Tyaktva, having given up. So this is again a primer on how these people became what? Dhanyaha. How did they become blessed? How did they become fortunate? How did they become, somebody brought this up in the satsang yesterday. How did they become thankful? Thankful that they are no longer samsaris. How did they do that? And here, beautifully it is talked about. So, tyaktva, having given up what? And that which is given up is in the second case, ratim tyaktva. Rati comes from the root verb ram, not R-U-M, okay? Yeah, please. Sanskrit this is, yeah. So, ratim tyaktva. Ram, to revel. So, giving up the revelry. Giving up the revelry, giving up a kind of a cloying attachment. You see, Rati in the Shastra is the wife of Cupid, Indian Cupid. What was his name? Kamadeva, the Lord of Desire. Because in samsara he has a place. Yeah, he has to light up the hearts. He has to put his... We also have the same thing. He also has an arrow of flowers. And that he pierces the hearts of the people who are going to get married with. And Rati is his consort. He went a bit far one day. What did he do? He said, he said, let me light up this kind of a conjugal love in the one who is an embodiment of all love. And in the one who is completely virakta, who has no attachment to anybody. So he looked at the meditating Shiva and he said, oh, such a handsome man not wanting to get married, what a waste. And he looked at Parvati. You see, they don't understand. The Parvati is the Jiva, desiring Bhagavan. That is what it is. Everybody is Parvati. And everybody is Ishvara. When Parvati gets merged into Ishvara is when we are inundated with self-knowledge. That is what it is. So he saw this longing Parvati, took it literally, not terribly bright. That's why, Cupid is blind. That's why it doesn't see clearly. The angel Cupid cannot see. Blindfolded, we will see. Very innocent, and so he thought, oh, here is this lovely lady pining for him life after life. That is why she is the Jiva. Life after life, wanting this oneness with everything, wanting this oneness with Bhagavan. And so he took it literally and he just tried to put an arrow through Lord Shiva's heart, the arrow of falling desperately in love. And what is this? In this expression, falling in love, the operative word is falling. You don't have any say over it, so to speak. And the falling, this verse is going to say, you're duly warned, all right? Yeah. Is the cause of the downfall. That's what it's going to say. All right. So, to complete the story, as soon as he discharged the arrow, Lord Shiva used, he has a little bit of, he has a, what's it called? He has a little Agni Kendra. He has a place where he has some stored fire. Where? Behind the third eye. See, he opened the third eye, and then what happened to Cupid? Ashes. Ashes. Shiva makes everything into ashes. All desires are ashes. A small child asked me, what is the difference between Vishnu and Shiva? 4 years old, tiny little thing, how to explain? So I said, this is the way to remember. Vishnu, cash. Shiva, ash. She went away happily. So, Shiva means Vairagya. Everything is, whatever you give him, it turns into ashes. And so, this Kamadeva completely became ashes. His consort Rati is horrified. She says, what did you do? How will samsara go around? Because how will reproduction take place? How will babies be born? Why should babies be born? How will they get moksha if they are not born? Okay, you have a point, said Lord Shiva. Babies should be born because then they will go through this life and then they will desire this, they will get disappointed, they will get disenchanted. Yes, all that is there in store for them, but then they will pick themselves up. They will have great grace of you only, and then they will come to you for moksha. He said, okay, all right. Because you are the one who created this jagat. You can't just destroy your own creation. All right, so then he resurrects him back to life after taking a promise that he will stay in his lane and not go beyond. So this is very metaphoric, very beautiful. So to the abode that is all love, you cannot be instilling in them a love for a particular person or a particular object. So that's why the word rati is used, a kind of an attachment from where you get revelry. So tyaktva, taking away that rati, that cloying attachment, taking that away, ratim tyaktva, in what? Let's start with the basics. Grihe. Yeah. These are all parallel to, what is that other text? Panchakam, sadhana panchakam. There also it says, Turnam vinirgamyatam. From what? Grihat, swagrihat. Quickly leave the house. What is this? All these, sadhus, they don't have any other business. They keep telling you to leave the house. And just because they are homeless, Ageha Nandas, all of them, and then they want you to leave the house also. What is this? Simply they make you leave the house. See, it's not about leaving the house. It's not even about having the house. Have 10 houses if you want, no problem. But it is about the relationship you have with all 10 of them. That is the idea. It doesn't say griham tyaktva. Does it say griham tyaktva? No. What does it say? Grihe ratim tyaktva. We have to be careful here. It doesn't say leave the house or sell the house. It doesn't say sell the house and give all your assets away in dhanam. No, it doesn't say that. Have the house, but don't let it have you. Always the same thing. Don't be house held. Be a householder. Don't become house held, house bound. That is the idea. Grihe ratim tyaktva. But why should I leave the rati in the griha? Because it is adhogati hetu bhutam ratim tyaktva. The word rati, revelry, is qualified by an adjective adhogati hetu bhutam. Hetu, cause, bhutam, that which has become. That house which has become, the revelry in the house, that which has become the cause. Hetu bhutam, that which has become the cause of what? Adhogati, downward spiral, down, in other words, downfall. This delight is your downfall. The delight in the house, the delight in this, that, everything, that is your downfall. The house is not your downfall. The house is inert. Poor thing, it's just 4 walls and, and a ceiling. It is not your downfall. Your relationship to the house needs to be updated. In the app called the Buddhi. Yes. It has to be updated. It is out of date. And that revelry which you have in the house as a source of security, as a source of pleasure, as a source of attachment, whatever the relationship is, that has to be updated in the light of this knowledge. And what is the knowledge? Otherwise it's going to be the cause of your downfall. How can it be a cause of the downfall? We have seen this. Pujya Swamiji's story, one more. He went to somebody's house for bhiksha. And then we went there and they said, wait, at the door. Big house, little foyer was there. They said, wait, at the door. So I thought, they are bringing materials for Pada Puja and then garland and all this. But no, 2 men came and they rolled up the carpet that was there. Usually for Mahatmas of Swamiji's caliber, they roll out the carpet. Here the opposite was happening. They rolled up the carpet and kept. I was very intrigued. Ye kya baat hai? What is happening here? Didn't know what was happening. And then the lady of the house then came to welcome Swamiji. She said, I'm sorry, I was late. I had to instruct these people to roll up the carpet. Swamiji asked a simple question, why? Yeah, very softly, why? And then she said, that is because it is now 11:45. The noon sun is going to come on the carpet, Persian carpet, very expensive, and it will fade it. So before that 11:45 happens, we have to roll it up every day and keep it. Sadhu or no sadhu at the door, doesn't matter. We have to roll up the car. Here is the biggest Mahatma coming to her house. And then where is her heart? The heart is not just given to the house, but her heart is in the carpet. Yeah, the heart is in the carpet. This is how it is. And then I know another gentleman who just, he very interested in paint. He knows all colors and everything, very aesthetic and all that. And then those paints are very difficult to get. They have to be custom made and all this. And he had all the colors of all the paints in the house. And then we would come home from work. And usually when people come home from work, they greet the family, they relax, they sit in front of the TV, have a cup of tea, whatever. Nothing he would do. He would just put go to the place where the paints were kept, somewhere in the back, and then touch up the places which has had a little bit of which don't look good. All the time touching up. He became Mr. Touch Up. All the time. Something was gone there. Yeah. And usually you touch up what you see, but no, he would physically move the fridge. Who is going to look behind the fridge? Nobody. And then there he is touching up the paint. Somewhere else he's doing something he is sanding, something he is touching all the time. This is the examples of Rati in the carpet, Rati in the paint, Rati in the wall, Rati in the griham. You can have a house, you can be house proud, no problem. You can say this, I want this to be a place where people get happy, where people come, where people gather. You can enjoy the house, nothing wrong. That's not the point. The point is this cloying thing where it spells your whole identity. The house, first it is my house, and then, mind you, this is what the next the other verses will say, that first from my house to me house, it is a very sneaky adhogati, sneaky downward spiral. First it is my house, nothing wrong, the possessive case. This belongs to me. Why? Because I have the title to this house. It is just an objective fact. But the subjectivity comes in when the my becomes what? Me. That is the problem. That is exactly the problem. And here we have to be very brutally honest with ourselves. We cannot delude ourselves and say things like, yeah, I have a house, but you know what? And people tell me this. I am just a sannyasi in colored clothes. Yeah. And then I don't care. I have a big house, but I live like a sannyasi in the house. No problem. If food comes, let it come. If coffee comes, let it come. He knows very well. Coffee will come. Yeah, otherwise he will put the house on his head. And he knows that. That's why comfortably sitting in the house, you can say, oh, I'm a sannyasi in the house. That is not the question here. The question that's being asked is, are you sannyasi out of the house? That's why the only way to find out is come out of the house. Then see if you can have that same demeanor. What? Your ashram doesn't have coffee? What kind of an ashram is this? No coffee, my mood is offy. This is what happens. I teach in the Shivananda ashrams a lot. And then when people sign up for the retreat there with me, along with finding out where this ashram is, they find out the nearest Starbucks also. How to go? Because that ashram, no coffee. Only herbal tea. When I go there, they make me chai. They don't, they do that. And then a few people that are around also get it. And so everybody makes it a point. When chai is being made for me, they all come and gather there. But then, so when you come out, then you see, what? There's no coffee in your ashram? No coffee. And then they say, okay, each time in between classes you can't rush to Starbucks. So then they become cleverer and they start to bring their own coffee. Yeah, start to bring their own tea and whatever other creature comforts are there. No problem. But the thing is, it's just this. We can't just sit in the house and say, I am a sannyasi, I have a heart and disposition of a sannyasi, I have been going to Arsha Vidya for many years, and this complacency has to go. And when you are out of your element, then the complacency, or then alone that complacency is questioned. Otherwise, there is no opportunity to question that complacency. Because you know this is your house, and then you're surrounded by coffee and other comforts. You can do whatever you want. And from that standpoint, anybody can say, it's wonderful, very nice. But when you're in the elements, out of this element, when you're actually in the 5 elements, then you know what happens. You know how difficult it is. And so what to do? So while still being in the house, start to think of the house as a hotel room. Really. So what do you do when you go to the hotel room? You check in, you just put the key there, the door opens, and you're happy. You throw your things, and you have a bed, it's already made, and then you have all the things you need for your comfort, it's there. Microwave may be there, fridge may be there, what else is there? TV may be there, nice window is there, door is there, bathroom is there, room is there. You can enjoy. You are relieved, you don't have to take care of this place. It's wonderful. That's why it's a holiday. It's very nice. Somebody comes, vacuums, what is there? Nothing is there you have to do. You can focus on your work. You can do that because you are not responsible for the contents of the room. Thank God. And if something is not working, you just call the front desk and they will send somebody. They will say, oh, water is not coming, hot water is not coming, and TV is not working. They will fix it. That's it. Just very easy. And then what? At the end of the stay, what do? Check out. Yes. So easy. I don't know of anybody who books a hotel, goes into the room and complains about the carpet and then say, I don't like this carpet. It's not a good carpet. So what to do? I'll call my own interior decorators and change the carpet just of my room because I have to stay here for 2 weeks. I'm on work for 2 weeks. And I don't like the photo they have on the walls. They have some art or something to look at. In every place there is. I don't like that. Some like this, it'll be abstract, some painting or something like that. I don't like it. Yeah. I have brought my own painting. I want to snatch that out of the wall and then I'm going to put this. Who does that? Nobody does that. And don't even think about Mr. Touch-up. Okay, I don't like the colors of the wall. I'm going to have it all redone. Nobody does that. One is at peace. One is thankful to be there. And then, therefore, this exactly how you are in a hotel room, similarly you have to be in your house also. Oh, will I have room service? Will somebody come and clean? No. Slight difference is there. You have to upkeep it, you have to clean it, and then you have to maintain it without going overboard and identifying with the house. I house, me house. First it is house, then it is my house, and then it is me house, and after that it is I house. The identification is sadly and totally complete. Very, very sad this is. Extremely sad. And then we can extend this concept of the house to another house. What's the other house? This body-mind-sense complex is also a hotel room. Only small difference. You don't know when you check in and you don't know when the checkout time is. Checkout date is not yet known. Don't know. It could be 30 years from now, 20 years from now, 15 minutes from now. We don't know. But this is also temporary, correct? So, I take care of the body. I live in the body. I manage the body. Without identifying with the body is also a hotel room. Look at everything that it has. It has temperature control. Natural AC Bhagavan has given. If it's too hot, it sweats. If it is too cold, it has a way of conserving the energy. And then the ventilation through the skin. Amazing. Another kind of ventilation through the prana. Keeps it alive. Keeps it well done. And then what else? It has wonderful view and windows. Navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakarayan sukham aste. Bhagavad Gita. In this house of 9 windows, all the windows and doors, you can look out, you can enjoy Bhagavad Jagat, Bhagavan's Jagat, you can enjoy very, very happily, you can be in it, and then you have a nice view. What else? You can do things, you have karmendriyas, you can do things. You have organs of action to be able to execute and take care of things that you need to take care of. You have the Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Between the Karmendriyas and the Jnanendriyas, between the organs of actions and the sense organs, we have all these things. And then what? You also have a car. You have a car in the body, yes. It's called legs. It takes you places. Takes you places. The body, mind, sense complex is a fruit of karma and it is a blessing. But what if I have a dilapidated body? That too is a blessing. Because that has brought you closer to Ishvara. It's even more of a blessing. A dilapidated body is a blessing. A breaking down body is a blessing. Everything is a blessing. And the Dhanyas are blessed because they are able to see this as a blessing. And how do we do this? Ratim tyaktva grihe dehe. The word deha, agriha, you replace with deha. Again, seventh case. Dehe ratim tyaktva. Deha grihe ratim tyaktva. Taking out the attachment to this body. Looking at it objectively. This is a body. This is my house for right now. Terrible house. And some houses are slow, some houses are leaky, some houses don't have everything. Doesn't matter. However this house is, it is a house. Right now it belongs to me. I'm taking care of it the best I can. And then this is my home is Om. This is a temporary home. And to know that and to understand that is a great blessing. That's why they are called Dhanyas. And then what do they do? Because this is a very important question. How do the people without desire spend time? Atma Ichchaya. Two meanings. Atma Ichchaya means as much as they like. Or it also means due to having the desire for understanding the Atma, what do? Pibantaha, they keep drinking. Their desire for understanding the Atma and assimilating the knowledge of the Atma and revelry in the Atma. You see very beautifully, the displaced revelry in the house is now repatriated where it belongs. Where does it belong? Atma. So the house revelry, people revelry, objects revelry is now repatriated to where it belongs, to the subject. So Atma Ichha. So the Rati is now replaced by the word Ichha. Same meaning. So the desire is where now? The desire is where it belongs. The Atma desire alone makes me desire for the house. Because it's a displacement. I don't know I want this, therefore I go for whatever I can desire, whatever seems to be the object which is easily sukhena labhyate, yat what can be easily begotten, I go for that. I go for whatever is in front because it's an object. Atma is not an object, therefore the desire for the Atma is hidden. And the hidden desire for the Atma, we have to allow it to come out. And as long as the identification and the placations by displacing this desire into house and people and situations and all this is done, the desire for Atma will not shine. Will not. There is no room for that. It's like you want to bring something very special into your house. You've really wanted it for a long time. What's the problem? There is no room. Yeah, because you have all the cheap things there which look like that. Yeah. You have all these substitutes. The substitutes, you have filled up the substitutes, and the real thing of honor and joy that you really wanted, there is no place for it. So the displacement of these small desires and these attachments then only gives the place for this love for the self to be discovered, and the desire to pursue this knowledge that will make me see that I am truly limitless and free of being a wanting, lacking person, then only it will come. So the two go together. Give up, reduce the burden of dependency on the objects so that the love of the subject can shine on its own. This is what the Dhanyas have accomplished. So beautiful. Yeah, very, very beautiful. And so, Atmechaya, due to the desire for the Atma, or in the form of the desire for Atma, Itham Bhute Tritiya. So, in the form of the desire for Atma, what do? They drink the nectar of the Upanishads. Upanishad Artharasam. The meaning of the Upanishads, that is the nectar, Artharasam, Rasa, nectar, Pibantaha. They keep reveling in the truth of themselves. When you are reveling in the truth of yourself, no other revelry is needed. You don't look for entertainment. The Bhagavad Gita in the 2nd chapter, what does it say? Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. Tushtaha and pushtaha. Nourished and contented with just being by oneself. I also can be by myself. You put me in a room, no problem, said somebody. Okay, go to the room, unhand all your devices. No mobile, no iPad, no computer, nothing. And then you go sit in no TV, unhand everything, and then go sit in a room. Let's see how long it will be before you come running out. Here, there is no need to look for entertainment, because the love of the self is complete, and the love of the self is directed where? Towards the self. And therefore, there is nothing more to want, because that self happens to be all the things you want to be. That self happens to be complete. That self happens to be non-desiring. That self happens to be non-wanting. It has no lack. And repatriated with this self, understanding it through the teachers, through the Upanishads, reveling in the Upanishads, one is free. One is totally free, because there is no need for anything else. And this, one gets to this stage by reducing the dependency on things, so that you can look at the thing, the only thing that is worth being called Vastu in Sanskrit. We have the word thing, Vastu. The Vastu is only for Atma. That is the only thing that is to be pursued. Everything else is nothing. So if I keep focusing on nothing, then the thing will not be evident. The desire for the thing will not become evident, and therefore I have to understand this. Totally understand this, revel in this, and this is what the Dhanyas have done. And here in the Dhanyashtakam, how to become a Dhanya is being shared. So they are therefore, second last line, Vitasprihaha. So Vitasprihaha, free of spriha, free of attachment, free of longing. Spriha here means longing. And where Vitasprihaha, Vishaya Bhoga Pade Viraktaha. So Vishaya Bhoga Pade means in the matter of bhoga, enjoying all the things, they are viraktaha. They are without raga, without rati. So vigataha ragaha yasmat viraktaha. So from whom all the raga has departed, this is the person. For raga for what? Vishaya bhoga, with regard to Vishaya bhoga. And so what do the Dhanyas do? Charanti. They roam around. Where? Vijaneshu, Vijana Pradesheshu. Jana means what? Everybody knows. What is Jana? People. Vijana? No people. Yes. A Pradesha, a place where there are no people. They revel in a place by themselves where there are no people. Virakta Sangaha. Why do they go for places where there is no people? Because they don't have that longing to be with people. And so, and we'll see more of that in the next class, but that is the idea. Even in the 13th chapter, the same thing is there. Vivikta desha sevitvam aratihi jana samsadi. Avoid assembly of people. Avoid assembly of people, avoid dependency of people, avoid seeking approval because of which you want to hang around people. Be in your own self. That is the idea. More we'll see next time. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I will be seeing people now, so you can meet me in the meeting room. I can see your in-laws now, if they are there. Yeah?
I'm not sure that they're here.
Okay, they are not here.
Yes.
All right.
Swamiji.
Yes.
Kanta Sukham.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah. That was very nice. Next time we'll do that. I went on this whole with what is that? That Rati. Rati. Okay.
Go ahead.